Welcome to the Introverted Doctor podcast, dedicated to uncovering myths, mistakes, and misconceptions that hold healthcare professionals back from having better interpersonal relationships with their patients and colleagues. In each episode, we focus on different aspects of a doctor's professional life, such as communication techniques, mindset, routines, habits, and behaviors, with the goal to show how to eliminate anxiety, trip-ups, and unwelcome results that come from ineffective communications. I'm your host, Dr. Lalit Chawla, and welcome back to a new year. I hope you've had a chance to get some rest and connect with family and friends and had a chance to rejuvenate yourself, something that I'm sure you've earned and deserve. And I know while the holiday times can be full of energy and buzz, it can be tiring, and I certainly hope that wasn't the case for you. Now, as we embark in this new year, and as we're thinking about what will this new year bring for us, we are essentially asking, how will we feel in the new year? Will we feel better? How will we have joy and prosperity in our lives, which includes success at work, home, our health, and the relationships we have? What will that look like? And how do we take charge of this year in a way that we experience greater joy and prosperity? How do we have more of that positive emotions such as enthusiasm, confidence, connection, inspiration, laughter? We all want this, and how do we get that more consistently? How do we have greater energy and spark in all that we do? Those are the key questions that I think essentially we ask when the new year begins. Over the last few years, there's been a lot of negativity in the media, economic turmoil, political turmoil, and there's been a lot of struggle for all people, whether you're in the healthcare profession, a teacher, or anything else for that matter. And people resort to the easiness in terms of hating one another or hating a group of people and condemning them. That hatred and negativity impedes our ability to create solutions. Let me ask you, do you turn to a negative person to help you solve a problem or situation? The answer is no. Negative emotions inhibit the neurobiology for us to find meaningful solutions. The people who find solutions have positive endorphins in their physiology, which helps them discover solution. That's been proven scientifically. Human behavior is such that it's easy to go to the lowest denominator of emotions such as hate, laziness, disgust, and apathy. So it takes a conscious effort to know how can you be more mindful and have greater energy and presence by creating routines and habits so that we can be our true best self more consistently, and so that you're living your best life at work, home, and play. Because ultimately, we are responsible for how we want to feel. We are responsible for the emotions we want to feel, and it really is a choice. And that is the skill that we can develop. Just like a muscle, we need to make it stronger. We need to change our set point of how we show up. We all have a thermostat or a set point of how we innately feel. Some people have a higher set point of feeling happiness, and some people have a lower set point of feeling happiness. So in other words, their rules to reach happiness are simple. Some people wake up today and they say, that's good enough for me, while other people, have a high threshold in order for them to feel truly happy. Their rules are rigid and often out of their own control. So for example, that person would look like someone that says, I'll feel happy when I'm respected at work, or I have a new car, or I have a new promotion, or people treat me in this way. But that person may never get that. You, me, we are responsible for any given moment in point in time of how we show up and how we live moment to moment in our lives. We are responsible for that. We need to remember words that really influence greater connection and vitality. Words such as prosperity, joy, connection, confidence, laughter, kindness. Having an abundant mindset and remembering that the pie is not small, but rather huge, and there are many of them. We are responsible for the energy in living a magical life. And it really is a conscious choice that we make by making good choice points along the way. Those feelings are available to us right now. So let me ask you, what do you want to feel this year more consistently that will bring greater joy and spark and magic in your life? How will you show up with greater presence and joy when you wake up, when you interact with your family members, with people at work, and with your own self? It's the choice we make to be present and joyful that allows us to get that feeling. And it's really a habit, definitely a habit. And I can tell you that personally from all the studies that have been done on creating meaningful change, that this is something that you can habitually change. You know, as I talked about in episode 3, there are really 4 core areas in our life: psychology, our physiology, our physical environment, and people environment. And they all interact and influence one another. You have one, and if you make one change in one area, it affects all the other changes. So for example, you know, if it's been cloudy and cold for weeks, and then the sun comes out, and you get this renewed sense of energy. Or you have a difficult person at work or in your life, and now they've left. Now that changes the way you feel. You get the idea. So I want you to think about 4 key questions as you are approaching this new year. The first question: is there a belief or mental behavior that I need to change? Is there negative self-talk or image that I need to remove and replace? Do I engage in a gratitude ritual or routine? Do I look for the good in my life? That's the first question. The second area to think about is there something that distracts me from being present and connected with the people I'm working with, the people I'm living with, or the task that I'm doing? Is it the technology? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is there something that distracts me from being focused? The third area: am I taking care of my physical body and making time to exercise and nourish it better? Am I taking the vehicle that is going to take me through life and with the people that I'm engaged with? Can I do it better and more consistently? Is it becoming stronger? Is there growth in that area? If you don't have physical energy, it's hard to show up with positive emotions and be present because simply you're too tired. And the third thing, the final thing, the fourth thing is there a person who I can link with to make me better, that I need to spend more time with? Is there a person who's draining my energy that I need to spend less time with? And that can be real or virtual. If you think about the episode I did about growth friends, I really think this is a good time to get a growth friend, someone who takes you to the next level. Answering any of those 4 questions can lead you to living with more presence immediately and moving towards your purpose now. Think about how you'd feel if you had all the confidence and joy in your life now. How would you walk into your house or at work? How would you talk to the people in your life? How would you act? That emotion of positivity and presence is available to us immediately, and it's simply a matter of choosing and committing to it and conditioning that behavior. Visualizing, success is an automatic way to get it. Everything we do first requires you to mentally think about it and see it. If I asked you to think about a red car, you'd think of a red car. You just can't help it. If I asked you to think of a red car with wings on it, you'd see that too. So visualize, how would you be, and step into that. Choose how you'll show up more so that you can be better in your health, in your psychology, and with the people around you. And choose and make this a better year than it was last year. And remember, your past doesn't equal the present unless you live there. You were meant to be better and even better than your best. Let's talk about ways to schedule that and make that more integral in your life now. Choose positivity and presence and become the person you want to be. And how will you start your day with that great intention, with gratitude, with grace and purpose? Will you create that morning routine that keeps you going? Are you willing to break out and try to do something new? Are you willing to learn more and create steps, even if they're small, to create a new winning mindset, a growth mindset? Are you going to show up with more enthusiasm? People want you to show up with more enthusiasm. If you think about the people that you really connect with, you love the enthusiastic person. And we need that more than ever in today's world. Your enthusiasm will make others more enthusiastic, and it's a perpetual cycle. It just generates more positivity. I believe the world is good and can become better as long as we continue to foster that positive energy, and we are all responsible for that. It's very easy to scoff and laugh and criticize others and their ideas. The real character or authentic people are the ones that move beyond that, and we're all looking for more authentically rich people with integrity, joy, and happiness. This creates the prosperity that we all need. I know you are that, and let's together work to build a greater community as we move forward this year. It's not always easy, but we're here to support one another, and I'm here for you, and let's create a more purposeful life and make this year magical. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast and that this served you in some way. If you've enjoyed listening to it, please share it with somebody else, a friend or a colleague, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or your favorite podcast app. I'm Dr. Lalit Chawla, and thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic week and a fantastic year, and I will see you on the next podcast.